Japan. We haven't been to Japan in a long time, so I already got Pete Dropic looking for venues in Japan.
His performance, especially given how one-sided that fight was the first two times that those guys competed.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, we were looking for a fight, and we were in Jersey, and Merab was the main event of that fight, and we ended up signing him. And Matt Serra literally told me that night, this guy is going to be your world champion, and he's a special fighter, I'm telling you. And Matt Serra was absolutely right. One of the toughest fighters that I've ever come across. And let's just say, Merab and I didn't get off on the right foot early on. I have nothing but respect for him and everything that he's accomplished. And yeah, and for Petter to come in and do what he did tonight. And I mean, the body shots and the head shots and the wrestling. I mean, it was an incredibly high level fight that was, you know, what a hell of a way to end the ESPN era.
It really was. Do you think, I mean, there is a case for a trilogy, right? I mean, I'm sure Merab's going to need some time off after that, but I mean, are you thinking about trilogy right now between these two, or do you feel like Peter Yan did enough tonight to move on to other challenges?
You know the answer to this question. I'm not thinking about anything tonight other than, you know, that tonight was a great night of fights, and yeah, I don't know.
As great as the main event was, the co-main event was shocking, right? Nobody saw that coming. I guess your reaction to the way that thing played out.
Yeah, you know, Van was all bummed out. You know, when I got in there, he said, sorry about this. I said, listen, man, there's nothing to be sorry about. I said, it's a shitty way to lose the fight. There's no shitty way to win a fight. So you won, it is what it is. Things happen in here, and congratulations.
Do you have a medical update yet on Pantoja? Do we know what his status is?
Yeah, they popped his shoulder back in. I thought it was the elbow.
I did too.
No, it was not the elbow.
Shoulder?
It was his shoulder. And they popped it back in backstage. And, you know, now they got to do, you know, MRIs and check out the ligaments and see how it is. So we don't have a time frame on how long he'll be out.
I know the Tuesday answer as well, but I mean, given the way that thing played out, if he's okay, do you run that one back right away? Do you see what he's doing first?
I don't think no matter what happens, listen, I'm no fucking doctor or anything, but I don't see him coming back anytime soon. I think that there would be a defense before he comes back. I think he's going to need some time. You know, the healing process and sometimes, or most of the time, I would say ligaments are worse than a break. So he's got to come back from that, and then how long till he starts striking again and stuff like that. So yeah, there'll probably be a defense before.
Cejudo, does he get his unofficial $50,000 bonus?
Who?
Henry Cejudo.
It's official.
Very nice.
Where did that come from? Oh, did he tell you? Was he in here or something?
The audio made it out that you guys were talking or whatever.
All right.
Big win for Pantoja. Had a couple takedowns on Henry Cejudo. Looked like he was having fun in there. What did you make of Payton's performance? And it seems like you have a budding superstar on your
I could not agree with you more. He looked incredible tonight. You know, the distance, the range, picking him apart on the outside, the takedowns, and again, much like the main event, I mean, Henry Cejudo showed tons of heart, took some big shots tonight, and kept fighting right to the end. So it was a hell of a night for fights.
And then on Henry Cejudo, what is he meant to the promotion? I know he obviously retired when he was in his prime, but he came back, and even Payton was in here, and he said, you know, Henry he still has it.
So, you know, I was very unhappy when he retired. I thought that was a really bad idea. He was in the prime of his career, and you know, he and I talked about that tonight backstage. But yeah, the guy's had a hell of not just a hell of a fight career, just a hell of an athletic career. You know, he's married, they're building a house, you know, it's all good shit.
You said earlier this year that in the new deal, we should see fighter bonuses going up. Do you have any idea what that looks like yet? And can we expect that to be in place for the first event on Paramount?
Yeah, no, I don't have any answers for that yet, but yes, probably.
And last,
there is no more pay-per-view. The fighter they used to get cut from pay-per-view. Now, like, are you going to replace, you know, based on the view or something like that, and pay the fighters?
Yes. There is a model that we have figured out that can figure out how to pay guys based on pay-per-view still.
Okay, thank you. And now Josh got the belt, and it's been a while since UFC held event in Singapore. And since there's a lot of Burmese and Myanmar fans in Singapore, do you have any plan to go back to Singapore soon?
Yes, but it's funny. He was just asking me questions about what could happen next. Literally, as soon as that fight was over, we started thinking Japan. We haven't been to Japan in a long time, so I already got Pete Dropic looking for venues in Japan. But yes, we will be back to Singapore.
Possibly Joshua Wen and Tatsuro in Japan.
Who?
Joshua Wen and Tatsuro fighting for the belt in Japan.
Yeah. Yes. That's not. I know I'm gonna fucking read tomorrow that he said it's in Japan. I like the idea. It's a great idea. I don't know if it's possible to pull off, but yes, that's what I would like to do.
There you go. And I know you mentioned there Japan. I know the process to go back to a country you haven't been for in a while is a lengthy process, obviously. But just from this point of view, have you guys at least thrown out the Saitama Super Arena for a potential venue? Arena in Japan, the Saitama Super Arena. Would you consider that kind of arena in Japan?
I don't know. We would have to get together with our team, and Pete Dropic runs that department, and we'll be fishing around for what's available, what's possible, and we'll figure it out.
Dana, we all know your love of the rankings, your involvement with Meta, partnership with the UFC. Can we expect to see any update in the AI rankings that we've heard about for the last year heading into 2026?
Yeah, I literally just came out of a 3-day board meeting in Hawaii for Meta, and we were talking about, not only are we talking about rankings, but a lot of other things that we would integrate into the show with AI, and not just UFC, but boxing too.
A couple investigation questions. UFC 322, obviously there was a big melee with Dylan Dennis and Islam's team. Eric Adams, the mayor, came out and said there was a full investigation that was going to be happening. Can you provide any update on what?
I don't know jack shit about that.
Okay.
I know nothing.
And last one for me, back in November, the Isaac Delgarian fight fixing stuff, obviously there's a long investigation going on that. Can you provide any updates on what's going on with that?
Since the last time I talked about it, I don't know anything else. I know that obviously what you know, the FBI is investigating, and I don't know anything else.
Thank you.
Yep.
Dinner right here. February will be 25 years since you first appeared on UFC television as president and CEO now. I believe in 2019 you announced you'd sign a 7-year extension for your position. That would bring it to next year. Have you signed anything new since then, or is this a contract year for you?
I have been extended.
For how long?
That's a good question. 5 years? Yeah. Another 5-year extension. Literally this year.
Congrats. There was that report that Ronda Rousey could be facing Katie Taylor. I wonder what you thought about that one.
Total bullshit.
Is Ronda in talks to come back? These rumors keep swirling around there.
No.
No?
No.
Do you want to see her back in combat sports?
But that's up to her. You know what I mean? I personally cannot say enough good things about Ronda Rousey. My experience with Ronda Rousey, when she was going to the WWE called me to ask. I said, I'm telling you right now, she'll be the greatest athlete you ever worked with over there. I'm telling you, I can't say enough good things about her. She was great when she was here.
And last thing on lightweight, Arman Sarukian, obviously the odd man out now. We expect Ilya to be unifying against the interim title winner, which would make a long runway for his
I wouldn't
title.
say that he's the odd man out. He had an opportunity, and you guys know how that played out, and he's gonna have to work his way back. I don't give a shit what the number says. He's gonna have to work his way back. There's just too much goes into this for those type of things to happen. We had a little. We were talking back in my room tonight, and we were talking about all the crazy shit that's happened over the last 20-something years. But you can't do that. You can't get the opportunity, and then it can't end that way. So he's got to work his way back.
So the message is take the next fight you offer him, obviously.
No, I mean, he obviously He knows. He knows what's going on. I don't give a shit what everybody else says. You know, he knows what's going on, and he's got to work his way back to that title shot. Happy holidays. Well, I guess I'll see you next week, right? Thank you.